Hello everyone. Just wanted to walk you through the process of downloading the student data files. So the student data files are going to be the starter files that you're going to use for most of the projects in this class. So in other words, you don't create many of these files from scratch. So we'll get you jump started. That way you don't have to do all of the typing. This really isn't a typing class. It would be great if you became much more proficient at typing. That goes for me, myself. That can always buy me some time. But again, not the point of this class. If your typing skills are poor, talk to me offline and we can work on that. So, back to this. So this is the CWC login. So this is where you get to MyCentral. And MyCentral has lots of stuff in here, but really we're focused on the classes. So we're going to click on My Classes. Yours could be in a different spot. You can reorganize those things however you want just by clicking and dragging there. So I just made it the first one, and that'll keep it easy. This is kind of what my Canvas list of classes is going to look like. Mine is different than yours. So if you're not signed up for any classes, you're not going to see anything here. If the classes haven't started yet, you're not going to probably see anything here. But in this case, I do have a class that's ready, and this is for the Office class, so CMAP 1680, and this is where you're going to see some of the basic stuff, this first section here. And in this first section, there's going to be, let me actually just set this so that we're looking at the view that you'll have. This is similar to what you're going to be working with. So you can see there's my contact info, there's the Microsoft Office for free. You can download that for free onto your computer, whether you have a Mac or a PC. Doesn't really matter. You can get it for free. Follow those instructions. But what this video is about is downloading and extracting data files. So this is kind of what it's going to look like here. But you're going to click on the video and you'll watch the video that's going to be listed here, the one that I'm creating right now, and it's going to walk you through this whole process. This should not take a long time. You can see I've got 4 steps. 1, watch the video. 2, create a new folder which you'll use for the starter data files. 3, create a quick access shortcut. Lots of folks don't know how to do this. This might save your bacon. So you might want to pay attention to that part. And then these are the data files that you're going to download. So I'm going to walk you through this process here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to our File Explorer down here. And it could be in a different spot. Who knows, depending upon how your computer is set up. But if I right-click at the bottom left here, and you can kind of see, so I right-clicked. I didn't left-click, I right-clicked, and there's what's called the File Explorer. And this is where all of your files are located. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to create a folder for you to put all these things in. So here's my Documents folder, and I'm going to create a new folder. So you can kind of see there's nothing obvious here for creating a new folder. If I click on Home at the top, if I left click on that, there's New Folder. But if I right click on an empty spot here in this window down here, I can also create a new folder. And when I do that, I'm going to call this the name of this class. I'm not going to grade you on this. But this just, I think it's helpful for you to get organized. That's part of what this class is about, learning how to manage files. And this was really the fundamental part here, is to be able to create a folder. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click and hold on that folder right there. And now I'm going to drag it. And I'm going to drag it right on top of this quick access. And if you notice, there's a little screen tip that it says Pin to Quick Access, and there's kind of a little curly arrow. And when I let go of that, you'll notice that there's a new folder that shows up here, and it's called CMAP 1680 Fall. There's nothing in it, but it gives you kind of an idea of what this is going to be like. So we'll make that a little bit wider. But this gives us the chance to be able to, if I go out and I go back in, every time I open up the File Explorer, I can quickly get back to this spot. Now, everything is not important. So you may have 5 classes, and I might have all my 5 classes listed here if I'm going to be working on this computer. So I've got my folder here, and it's been added to the quick access. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this page in our course here, and I'm going to right-click on Access Tutorial. Now, if you notice, I'm using Google Chrome as my web browser. I would strongly suggest that you use Google Chrome or perhaps Mozilla Firefox. If you're using a different type of computer and you want to use some other web browser, travel at your own risk. I'd say that these two are proven and they adhere to all the web standards. The Microsoft web browsers sometimes misbehave, so if you're a super duper Microsoft person or super duper Mac person, I'd say good luck. Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox, those are your big choices. And if you're looking at my screen, there's a little fox kind of around the world, and then down here at the bottom, see that pulsing circle, it's got the green, red, yellow, and blue kind of circle there. Okay, so if I right-click on Access Tutorials, I'm going to save link as, and when I do that, it's going to bring up that File Explorer window again. Well, if I added my quick access, here's my folder where I can put it in. I'm going to choose Save. And then down at the bottom, you'll notice in mine that it's finished. Okay? Then we want to move on to the next one. So we're going to right-click, Save Link As for Excel Tutorials. It's automatically going to go to the correct spot this time. And I can notice that at the very top. If I'm unsure, I can come back here to the quick access, click on CMAP 1680. Yep, it's going to the right spot. Choose Save. It's going to download those files here. And there's the PowerPoint tutorials. So I'm going to save that link as Part 1. It's going to the correct spot. I'm going to save PowerPoint tutorials, save link as. I'll save that. And then last but not least, we'll do the same thing with Word. We'll save link as. Now we're not really done at this point. We've downloaded the data files, which is great. The ones that we're going to be using first are the Microsoft Word files for this particular class. So that's the one that we're itching to get at right now. So we've at least got them in process of downloading, if not already downloaded. My connection's kind of slow, so you can kind of see down here at the bottom. They're still downloading. So I think I'm just going to pause this for a second, let it finish up, and then I'll take you through the rest of this. Okay, so we've got the important ones. We've got the Word and the Excel files downloaded, and if I look here and go back to my quick access, go to CMAP 1680 Fall 2020. Remember, I made that folder. You can kind of see what I have listed in here. So I've got Access, Excel, Unconfirmed, Unconfirmed, and Word. The unconfirmed mean they're still downloading, and those are the PowerPoint files. Now, if you notice here, at the end of these names, it says .zip at the end of each one of them. And then if I look over here a little bit further to the right, it says type compressed zipped folder. So essentially what that means is it's kind of like if you used a suitcase when you went on vacation. So you can't actually use any of your bathing suits or toiletries or clothing until you take them out of the suitcase. And in this case, the way we do that, and you can kind of see there's a little, looks like a little zipper there, right? So you can actually get a clue if this is a file you're going to be able to work with, or if you need to do something else with it. So when it has a zipper, it means it's still zipped up, and you can't really work with it like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to right-click on that Access 2016, and then I want to click on Extract All. And what this does is basically it's going to take it out of the suitcase. So this screen, if you look at it, select a destination and extract the files, it's saying we're going to put these files in this place. So I'm going to pretend like I don't know what that means, and I'm going to click on Browse. I'm going to go back to my Quick Access. I'm going to click on my CMAP 1680, and I'm going to select the folder, and that's what it's going to look like. And I can also choose to show the extracted files when complete. I'll leave it checked so we can kind of see how that's going to work, and then on the next one I might uncheck it. When I extract these files, notice that there is a new folder that shows up here. So this folder is called Access 1. It's not Access 2016, it's Access 1. So that's what was inside of that zipped folder. If I double click on Access 1, these are the files and folders that are inside of there. And you could go dig around a little bit further. We're not going to get to Access right away. But we are going to work with Word. So I'm going to right click on Word. And if you get a message that shows up, do you really want to do this? You need to click Yes. My computer, I've done this a few times, so I don't get warned as much as some of you may. But what we're looking for is this Extract All. And at this point, it's going to put that into the same place. And I can double check and just make sure by clicking on Quick Access, CMAP 1680 Fall 2020, select the folder. I'm going to uncheck this because I'm just going to do this time. And now those are done. And if I look at my files here, you can see that I've got Access 1, Word 1, 2, 3, 4, and those are all folders. I'm going to do the same thing with Excel, and I'm going to choose Extract All, and I'm just going to see what happens if I don't click on the Browse button up here and just choose Extract. Is it going to put it into the correct place? And the answer is, looks like it put it into a folder and called it Excel 2016 Student Data Files without a zipper. So that's one that we can actually use. All right, so let's go to the PowerPoint, and I'll extract, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing. Extract All. Get rid of that. I'm going to extract that. And then I'll do the same with that next PowerPoint. Extract All. And notice I don't have the Show button. That's why it's not popping up like it did in the beginning. So now I have a whole bunch of things here. And I've got Access 1, I've got Word 1, 2, 3, 4. I have Excel 2016 data files, and I have PowerPoint 2016. If I look inside of Excel, so those Excel 1, 2, 3, 4s are inside of their own folder. So if I want to reorganize these Word files, I can make a new folder. And I can choose right-click, New Folder, and I'll call this Word 2016, whoops, Student Data Files. And then I'm going to come back over there and just so they look the same, I'm going to add a little space in there. And now I've got all these files listed in folders. So I'm going to be hyper organized here. And I don't like having all these little zippered files sitting out here that I have to maneuver around. So I'm going to put all of those into their own folder. And I'm going to call this original files. Okay? And that way if I mess up or something, I can get all these guys in here. I can come back and get them without having to re-download things. So now I've got Word 2016 student data files and there's nothing in it. And so now I'm going to pull all the Word 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you notice how I did that? I just clicked, held, and dragged to select 4 items. But if you don't want to do it that way and you want to do them one at a time, you can click and then drag it and then let go of it and then let go of it. But you can quickly see that selecting multiples is probably the right move. So there you have it. We have downloaded all of the files for the class. They're in a folder that's very simple to get to. We've verified that we've got the files in Word 1. And I want you to just pay attention here to the Word 1 module folder and the Word 1 review folder. So these are going to be directly related to sections within the book that you'll be completing for this class. For the most part, you're not going to be working on the case problems. So don't delete those, because it's possible that we might do one of those for extra credit or as an example, or if there's some extra explanations needed. Those might be useful for us. So don't get rid of them, but you might actually just want to focus on the modules and the reviews. So remember, the Word 1 refers to Chapter 1 in the Word section, and Word 2 refers to Chapter 2 in the Word section. So that's going to become much more clear as we move forward. But the idea here is that it'll become really simple for you because it's going to be so repetitive. So by the end of the class, you're going to be pretty bored and you could probably do a lot of this in your sleep. Although the skills within each chapter are probably going to be new for every one of you. I've had some very talented folks who felt like they were very good with Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and there's a lot to learn within each one of these sections. So I'm going to close this File Explorer, and I'm going to verify that I've got all those data files, and I'd say we're good to go. Thanks for watching.